A white world, a paved world. That's how snowmobilers see the Rockies during the winter months. Snow covers the land in several feet of shimmering powder that softens the hard edges of the backcountry. It becomes the perfect playground where areas normally either too distant or too difficult to reach can be explored with almost no impact whatsoever. For members of the Winter Wildlands Alliance, though, that image is quite different. Oh, they see the snow-covered world in a very similar way, but their desire for quiet and tranquility conflicts with the more boisterous fun of a motorized sled. While many on both sides of the issue would say there's plenty of space for all, some are taking the stance that there just isn't enough room for both of them.
Basically, a group called the Winter Wildlands Alliance has signed on to a petition with about 90 other organizations to initiate winter travel planning for over-the-snow vehicles.
They want to go back and have the Forest Service look at a planning rule that was done to have snowmobiles fall under the same categories as ATVs. ATVs currently have to stick to a designated trail. Snowmobiles were exempt from doing that in that planning rule, and therefore you can ride groomed trails into an area, but you can get off the trails, ride in open areas, in trees and things like that.
If we end up with a designated route system where we have to stay on a specific trail, then of course that boondocking that many of the snowmobilers like to do would be a thing of the past.
In 2005, travel plans were established in Utah for off-highway vehicles. Cross-country travel was restricted to designated routes, except in specific areas such as sand dunes and other landscapes where resource damage could be mitigated. That was only the case for summer recreation, however, such as ATVs, side-by-sides, and dirt bikes. Snowmobiles were exempt from the rule due to some very simple factors.
Winter and summer are totally different. You know, when you get 4 feet, 5 feet of snow on there, when that snow is gone, the evidence of our tracks are gone as well.
Now, despite that limited impact on public resources, the Winter Wildlands petition has been brought to the Forest Service with the hope of locking snowmobiles out of traditional playgrounds.
In the winter, there's those that don't want to hear, see, or smell any type of motorized activity. And that's understandable, that's a different perception. But truly we have a multiple-use public lands policy, and so there's room for everybody to participate.
They forget to say that they have got the whole forest, wilderness, any place that they can to go in. The motorized stay in certain areas, and they want us to be limited in that area as well.
While no decisions have yet been reached, many snowmobilers are already bracing for potential losses akin to those suffered by their summer counterparts over the last decade. Utah public lands hold winter beauty and adventure for those willing to step off the beaten path. But for snowmobilers, that path may just be the only adventure open to them.
They really want us out. They come out and say, no, we really would like to all play nice in the sandbox, but the underlying motive they have is strictly to get us off onto the designated trails just like the OHVs are now.
The Forest Service has not responded yet to the petition as of this date, and certainly they're doing their due diligence, and they're doing their homework, and they're doing their job. But I don't know where that's going to end up. I think personally that the exemption for snowmobiling under the current travel planning rule was appropriate. But if in fact there is initiation of winter travel planning, I think there has to be a very open and inclusive process, including all players, and motorized and non-motorized.
From the Trailhead, I'm Bob Hendricks.